Yeah, going some. Yo,
Yay.
nice.
They have to do that now in case, whatever.
I don't know
You're
what
being recorded and you don't want to be.
Well, I would, what I would love to do is make a new deck called the whatever deck.
Yeah.
The whatever. But every card would have a different language, whatever, or a different font. It would be great. Because
Yes,
whatever.
I would love it.
Yeah.
I would love it. So yeah, you pick it up and they ask a question, whatever.
Whatever. Or it is what it is.
There you go.
Well, we are actually finally live to boot. It was a delay on that. So welcome
Whatever.
Whatever.
There you go.
Welcome to Intuition of the Soul. We have our amazing guest here, author of the Voyager Tarot and several other, James Wanless, who's down there. Dr. James, yay! Thank you so much for being on.
He's finally here.
Yay! We were kind of in Mercury Zoom limbo. We've all decided we're going to get rid of Mercury in retrograde. We don't want to deal with this anymore. Let it go.
Mercury doesn't do anything, so we're done with it.
We're done. We're done.
Whatever. And
whatever.
Whatever. So
whatever, Mercury. Come on.
So anyway, we want to thank you for coming, and would you, maybe introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, and
Oh, no.
No, yes. I'm sorry.
Well, I'd like to thank Cinnamon is here. Our sincere. These are the glasses she buys for me annually, every year. Yeah, aren't they cool? They make me look sort of cool, even. Thank you, Cinnamon.
Cool.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you so much. But that's enough of an introduction. I'm Dr. Whatever. Dr. Whatever. It's funny. My name, because I work a lot in Japan, right? Okay. So when they spell my name from Japanese back into English, I'm James One Dress. I don't even own a dress, but maybe I should get a dress. Maybe one dress would be enough.
Oh, that sounds like
you only need one.
That sounds like a gift. Do you need an evening gown? That sounds like a gift.
Oh yeah, I need an evening gown. Yeah, right.
One shoulder.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, a little sexy number.
And James, to never say things like that in front of me because it'll show up.
Oh, Cinnamon, she gave me like a whole bundle, a Christmas bundle or something like that. And instead of just I opened it up one at a time. I think I recorded it, Cinnamon. It was so cool. It took 3 hours to open all her stuff. It's awesome. And it was an art package. Cinnamon is a brilliant artist. So get going, Cinnamon. Let's see some stuff. And let's get that whatever deck happening. Maybe with different glasses or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I know I'm going to be ordering the Sustain deck because I really am fascinated by that deck.
Oh, I don't even have it here in front of me.
I can get mine if you want to.
But,
whatever.
Whatever. So, but
this is the best whatever interview I've ever done.
It is. So every time we ask a question, whatever.
Well, this is a new hat I found on my running trail, and it was lying on the ground. Now, normally I don't pick up stuff, whatever. But this is so cool, and it's brand new. And there was nobody else around. I said, what the heck? I'm going to take it, whatever. And then I realized it has a C on here. But I'm Captain Voyager.
It belongs to Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. But it's got my cooties on it already. So C for cooties.
Yes.
Cooties, compassion, creativity, and courage. And cooties, and cooties, and chocolate, all the great C word.
So, yes.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, there's that one.
Ah, there you go. Sustain yourself. Yeah. That is my thing, is the ability to keep renewing, reinventing myself. I mean, we live the biggest change in our world. There's a lot of changes, duh. But the biggest change, I think, is how long we live now. 100 years ago, people lived to 50. Now we live to 80, 90. My dad even lived to 99. You know, and I'm going like, wow, how do we, so what? How do we have a great life at 85 or 90 even and keep going? I'm 78. And I got to say, because I'm following nature, Cinnamon, you just showed that sustain deck. It's how to be sustainable, renewable, but it's all based upon nature. Mother Nature knows, you know, and I have a book called Nature's 101 Secrets of Success. And those secrets, 101, go back to the 101 cards in that deck. And when I started making those okay, so Voyager Tarot came out in 1984. Okay, this is a long time ago, 35 years, whatever. Okay, but I knew the tarot.
I was in college.
You were in college, but you were born. That's good.
I was born.
but I knew
All of us on here are probably
that tarot has its own market. It has its own niche, its own closet, its own cult, you know, if you know what I mean. And I said, well, that's nice, but I'm not just that. I'm not just a tarotist, which is like a terrorist, you know. I once told that to my person sitting next to me on a plane, and I had my cards out, and she said, what's that? And I said, I'm a terrorist. And she freaked out. She immediately called whoever, the flight attendant, and said, this guy, he's dangerous. And I said, yes, I could do damage to your psyche. Pick a card, you know. God, that was fun.
You put an eye out with the cards. No.
But I didn't. But I think I'm trying to remember a story, a true story. So I start making these nature cards, and they're like little collages. Voyager cards are big. They're all collage, and the originals still exist. My art friend owns them, who made the cards, and he brought them out from the vault. And let me ask you guys, what should I do with these 78 original Voyager tarot cards? And you know, the deck sold 250,000 around the world, so it's not like a stupid little deck that nobody knows about. Sort of, it's been around. It's got cachet, and I'm just wondering, what should I do with these originals now?
Give them to Cinnamon.
For what? What is going to happen then?
I think there should be a museum. There's got to be some sort of like psychic museum, but I would think in England they have that.
A psychic museum, a metaphysical museum, right? A meta museum or something.
I think they have one in the UK, if I remember.
Yeah, but I don't know those people. I've never worked in the UK. I've worked everywhere in the world, but never in London or where.
But wait a minute, don't they have a mystic? I just saw it on this crazy dating show today. Isn't there a mystic museum in California?
I'm going to check that out. Thank you, Cinnamon. I will check that out. The Mystic Museum or something like that. Well, I've worked at a store in LA called the Mystic Journey. I worked there for many years, but that's not a museum.
There is a museum in Omaha.
Omaha? Where's that? Downtown?
I know. It's where God lost his shoes.
Oh, no. I like that. God, that's a great story. God went to Omaha.
Yeah, along with Marlon Perkins.
Oh my God! Kitty, who are these people? This is one of the best groups I've ever been with. You know, and I want to thank all the men for coming here. You know, I really appreciate all these.
They're in the back room.
They're in the bedroom doing what?
Drinking.
You know, drinking. Well, you know what? I did a Zoom event last week to Japan. And I have an agent in Japan. That's why I do so much work there. Somebody actually represents me. But they wanted me, and it was like at 5:30 in the morning here in Pacific Coast time, 5:30, to be on a Zoom call for an online drinking party. Now, what the hell? And I'm thinking, what am I going to drink at 5:30? Maybe a Virgin Mary. You know, or something like that. You know? A mimosa would have been the perfect thing, but I wasn't really even up for that. I mean, a mimosa would have been great, or an Irish coffee.
Yeah,
Irish coffee would have been
Irish
good.
coffee or Bailey's in my coffee. That would have been
with Bailey's, but
yeah.
it was a serious meeting. It was 2,500 people on this Zoom. Yeah, and they invited me to do a little Voyager something there, whatever. And then my camera did not work. Oh no! But I know from doing tarot for 45,000 years by now that when you get like Voyager has a setback card, I love it because it means there's a hidden opportunity. One step back, two steps ahead. One step back, oh no, aha, opportunity, two steps ahead. So they couldn't see me, but they could see the cards. Somebody had the cards and blah, blah. So it worked. But after I was terrified and horrified by this whole thing. I was so embarrassed. 2,500 people, and I don't even really kind of like show up. But the agent told me it worked great because people like my voice. You know, I came on with my radio voice. You know, ladies and gentlemen. You know, well, you know, and they love my voice, and now they want to see my face.
They
Isn't
thought you
that
were a movie
cool?
star.
But now they want to see me. Isn't that cool? I mean,
That is
you
so
know,
cool.
Always keep begging, you know, what the heck?
what the heck? I mean,
Oh, no,
What
what are we, what's the name of the deck?
what'd you say?
What's the name of the new deck you're gonna do? The what, so,
The whatever.
The whatever deck.
whatever. The
Whatever.
whatever deck.
Well, no, yeah, but you probably haven't kept up with my prodigious creativity. See, right? For Captain, that's gonna be a new one, Captain Voyager. But yeah, so I had something I was gonna say. Oh yeah, no, I have other decks. One of my coolest decks I made, and it's actually in print. It's in a box. It's a real deal. It's the white squirrel cards. White squirrel. Does anybody live in North Carolina here? Or isn't that near Nebraska? Starts with an N.
It is. It is.
But who's that? Yeah, no. Okay. So, but there's a town in North Carolina where there's a bunch of white squirrels and they're gorgeous. And I just got so enamored by them. I went out with my little iPhone camera and I started looking for them and finding them. And I made a wonderful little 44 card white squirrel deck. And I think squirrels, because we're related to squirrels, you know, and that's why the beautiful design on the back of Voyager, the DNA, if you look at the DNA of a squirrel or of a worm or of a plant or whatever, it's basically, I love that. It's basically going to look like this. We are family. Everything is related. So the white squirrel, I think, is an incredible role model kind of animal for our modern day of topsy-turvy, you know, and because they can do stuff. These squirrels, they can fly and they're gorgeous and they're so beautiful. So I'm Kitty, you brought me on this show, right?
Yes, I did.
Well, you're a winner then. you just won a white squirrel deck. Yeah, send me your mailing address. But then I have two other decks. They're online, and I have another deck which is I love my. Okay, fine, whatever, fine. But another deck's called the Exceptional Rooster. Ooh, the Exceptional Rooster is so interesting, and the lesson about that is about leadership. Roosters, they think they lead, but they try. I mean,
You're in charge of the hen house.
get real roosters, and I become a rooster. And I became a squirrel. I got the white squirrel thing, and I go hopping around Tokyo in my white squirrel mask. And people are like, what the hell is this? You know, and then I put on my rooster mask, and people are going, now, wait, we don't want to know what this is. And then, but my third deck that's only online is Happy Dog, the Happy Dog cards. It is 101. Remember that there was a movie called 101 Dalmatians?
Yep.
That's 101 Happy Dog cards.
Oh, I like
And
that.
that is so much fun. And to go into dognition, where there's cognition and there's dognition. Because what the hell are these dogs doing all the time, looking at me or whatever, you know? And so I go into dognition and whatever. You know, so so I have roosters, I've got squirrels, I got dog, and I got myself. That's enough, probably. God, I love making.
No. You'll find
I love
another
making
one.
cards.
You'll get another animal that comes to you.
Really?
Another spirit animal.
Well, no. I'm big on making a mud puddle deck. Mud puddle. Because Well, I know it does sound weird.
No,
But-
it's fascinating.
but
It's fascinating.
it's a deck for reflection. It's a deck
Ah.
of reflection. Because, I mean, of course, it never rains out here in LA. So what the hell? We're in some damn drought. So I'm not seeing a lot of mud puddles. But the minute it rains, I'm up in the hills here, the Hollywood Hills, and I'm finding mud puddles and I'm tricking them up and doing all sorts of weird stuff and getting it on my face and everything. But that's cool. That is a real.
Wait a minute, tell them what you did with the cards, what you put in the when they're doing the race.
The
The race that you do with your cards. When you find rainwater.
You
Oh,
frozen?
He's frozen.
Oh, no, he's frozen. Oh, I hope he comes.
Mercury, let him go.
Let him go, Mercury. Let him
Is
go.
this
Come
it?
on, Mercury,
There he
whatever.
is.
It's whatever.
Whatever.
It's,
Mercury had you. Mercury had you.
But also
Mercury had a hold
I'm
of
really
you.
developing the art of morphine. So I think my other best deck ultimately is a tree deck where
Oh,
I am
yay.
morphing into trees with my shadow. I get the sun in the perfect place and I go to these crazy ass trees, and then I put my shadow in there and oh my God, it is wild. Oh, I mean, I could put cracks in my head like this guy's gone psycho, or this guy's had some major stuff
Well,
done to his
Hat
life.
on.
It's funny that you say that because I thought you said morphine, like the drug, not morphing.
That's what I thought.
No, not morphine. I took morphine, I think, when I took all my cancer chemo stuff last year. And
That's what I said.
that stuff is, that was not fun because I crashed.
It's not good stuff.
Maybe that's what C stands for.
Crash.
Okay, so that's my story.
So, no,
I love it.
yeah. No, I mean, what got you into doing 1984? It wasn't like it. What got you doing this? And how I love the collages. I just love to pull different images, and it is funny how you pull out different ones and things come forward.
Right. That's
and-
amazing. You just showed the surfer card, which I have out myself. The surfer is my hero for navigating modern day life. Surfers know how to go up and down and topsy-turvy and this and that and keep their balance and have a blast. Agile, maneuverable,
Oh, come on.
big
Oh, damn.
wave. So this is, I mean, I talk to my inner surfer all the time, and my inner surfer says, dude, waves are up, cowabunga, And I mean, I swear I live by this. I live by the cards because for me, cards are way more than a piece of paper. Okay. So, but anyway, what was your question again, Kitty? It was back to 1984, which was like 70,000 years ago, 40.
Well, and George Orwell made it quite famous.
Yeah, right.
And
Well,
actually, that was interesting that you said you live by the cards. Go ahead, follow that. We can come back to how you decided to do the collages and all that, which I think will all come together anyway. So you said you live by the cards.
Well, I do. I talk to them. Either I talk to the tree. And that's not crazy. I mean, I used to think that there's a lot of homeless out in the streets and they're always talking to themselves, but they are crazy, a lot of them. But this is not crazy. Really, this is conscious conversation with the wisdom and the intelligence. And for example, I have a great relationship with the priestess. We all know the tarot, the priestess. For me, she's not the high priest. I can't stand hierarchy. I mean, I just can't. I go crazy when I see high priestess. It's the priestess. Okay. But I talk to her when I'm confused or conflicted and I don't know what to do. I close my eyes. I go to my favorite place on the planet. I visualize. This is active imagination, AI, that Carl Jung and his archetypal psychology developed. And I am so into that here. So, I mean, a tarot, particularly Voyager style,
Let him go, Mercury.
Cosmo.
Oh, those are cool cards.
James, you keep freezing. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
Inner selves, their inner selves, like the priestess, So anyway, it's a deep psychological, spiritual path. And Voyager is a roadmap. It's not, I don't do prediction fiction. I really don't. Well, we talk about what could be the future, but it's a roadmap. The cards give us the 78 destinations on the trip of life, the path of life, to live the healthy whole, to have a blast and be healthy and live a long ass time, but
Yeah.
the cards show us how to do that. But the cards, a piece of paper, does not do it for us, which a lot of people do. A lot of people cop out. They don't take responsibility. Oh, my psychic, my whatever fortune teller told me because the card, whatever. They give away their power, which I can't. It's just insane to me, So I pick the card and say, well, how? My question is how? How can we pick a card, and then we get the message, the insight, but then we have to act on it. This tarot is an activation map. It's not just a nice set of good-looking fairies or witches or whatever.
We are the good-looking bunch of witches and fairies.
Witches and I can see the witches and fairies here coming out. The tarot is an incredible art vehicle. It's an art medium. And that's why I think there's been a renaissance of tarot now. I mean, Taschen, which does these big art books, came out with a big tarot book. And it's got art in there from decks you've never even heard of.
Yeah.
There's thousands of decks out there.
You're in it too.
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm in it. But it's okay, right? No, it's fine. I'm glad I was in there. Yeah. But so what? I mean, it's such a alive vehicle. But I'm very practical. I'm a Taurus. I was born on Earth Day, April 22nd. So I'm really down to earth, and I want a roadmap that's going to teach me how to live happy, healthy, holy, wealthy, whole today in the world. So my only problem with a lot of I learned on the Crowley deck, the Thoth deck, by a great teacher, by the way, Angeles Arian. I don't know if you've ever heard of Angeles Arian, Arrien. She's got a wonderful book called, I can't remember the name. But anyway, she was a fabulous teacher in the 70s in San Francisco. And I think the best thing is to have a great teacher. I mean, if I didn't have her, I hate cards. I never even played. I don't even know how you play poker. I don't have crap around cards. But all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, what's happening to me here? And so I just jumped in, and I quit being a professor at university level of political science. I quit that. I'm good at it, but I don't like it. It's not me. So I went to India. I left the country for 4 years on my vision quest to see who the hell am I here, and eventually got into being really sick, hepatitis in downtown Kathmandu in Nepal. So I went to a Tibetan Buddhist monastery, changed my life because I got into meditation, gold light meditations. So when I walked out of that monastery with no more hepatitis and no medication, I was healed and I was transformed. So I knew I was on the spiritual path because, once we're on the spiritual path, what the hell, what do you're on it, how you got to live it somehow. And so when I came back to San Francisco, the Bay Area where I grew up, I had to pay the rent. I mean, I had to get a job, and here I'm on the spiritual path in India, and now I got to work and all this kind of crap. So I took the tarot class, and then I was off and running. I was midway through the class, and I'm already doing professional readings, not even knowing what I'm doing, frankly. And somebody would pick a card, and I say, well, I don't know that, and I pull out the book. Well, this card means blah, 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 blah. And it worked. And I lived in my office, no bathroom, no kitchen, lived in my little office for 1 year. But they say, follow your bliss and the money will follow, or live your bliss and the money. They don't tell you when.
Yeah.
They don't tell you when. But to me, the most important card in the tarot is the Fool.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, yeah.
He was just talking about it.
Really? Well, see, we're in sync. So, but Voyager.
I literally said to Cinnamon, I held it up and went, this is my favorite card in the deck.
Really?
Yep.
Yes, I did.
The fool child?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, good for you, because I totally get it. Because when you just jump in like the kid, the magical child that we are, and we just trust and have faith, it's zero, jump, jump, jump. Then with the big eyes of curiosity, like, oh, look at that, let's try that. And that's what I did. I just jumped into the tarot world, not really knowing, I don't know what's going to go on here, but I loved it. And I was so curious about it. And so eventually, yeah, there you are. I love the big eyes
Yeah.
of that. And, but actually, you see a cliff on there. You see a cliff in that card. That's where I used to live. Because decks are projections of the creator. If you look, the cliff on the left side, there's a cliff, a person's step lift, on the edge there. That's where I would go. That's where I made Voyager.
Yeah, let me talk and I'll make it bigger for a minute. No, won't let me.
It won't let
There
you.
you go.
There it
This is it here. But so it's got again, decks are all projections of people. The oracles, like, who the hell made these decks? That blows my mind. When people don't even care to take time out to understand who the hell made this thing, because I guarantee, I don't care who it is, if it's I Ching, tarot, whatever, it's still going to be a projection of the person who made it. And I want to know, who is that person? So Kitty, when you said, well, introduce yourself, I think that's the most important question, is who are you? Who are you to think that we should be looking at your cards? What's your trip, dude? And I just love that question. But so here I was sitting on the edge of, it was above San Francisco in Marin County, very hip kind of place. But I knew nothing. But when you know nothing and you jump in with total curiosity and passion and play and all of that magical childness in us, you're in a state of grace. This to me is the state of grace. And so I'm doing, because I wasn't making any money, maybe $50 a week in San Francisco doing readings. Nobody knew it. I'd make a little flyer and put it up on some bulletin board, somewhere. What the hell do I know? So
Mercury, let go.
It's interesting to play.
the state of it, she says, oh, I like your style. And I said, you like my style? What do you mean by that? And she says, can you teach me to do what you're doing? And I said, sure. And she said, well, here's some money. And she rolled out $1,000, 10 $100 bills, gave them to me on the spot right there. I mean, this has never happened since. Forget it. But it's that, it's that state of grace that we have when we come from that innocence, that purity that's there. And so I jump into things like, somebody said, why make a white squirrel deck? And I said, because, yeah, but right. And I said, whatever, but I mean, because, I just jump, but that's my nature. And because I jump, okay. So making Voyager took 4 years to make. 4 years. Now, if I had known it was going to take 4 years, I never would have started. Never. If I had known it was going to be difficult to get published, and I never would have done any of that. But I was the fool child, zero. I said, Ken, let's make the magician. Let's just start. And that's at each card. We had no idea what it was going to look like. It was all collage, cut and paste, photo montage, stuff out of magazines. I stole every magazine I get my hand on. I went from my garage to his garage, and we started put this stuff together, turned on some rock and roll, whatever, and had a great time. But because we just jumped in, we loved it and we got through it. But if we had planned it out, if I had meditated and thought, oh my God, and I'm gonna make cards, I never would have started. Paralysis through analysis and all that. So just jump, believe and trust in the universe that we are, the YOU, because that's the philosophy of Voyager. We are the universe. And the whole idea is the cards are gonna, introduce us and activate the universe within us. Wow. I love this stuff, right?
I love that. Yes, you're so passionate, but that's what we need to hear right now, though. I think whoever's watching or just, everybody in general, they just need to hear that. Just jump in and trust. Especially in the spiritual community, because, there's just.
There's
I don't
just
know.
what? What do you mean?
I don't know. There's just, it's like people are maybe afraid to step into it, or there's people, that don't like it. So, I mean, I just feel like right now, that's a big message. Maybe it's a big message for me. Just step into it, jump into it.
Well, that's the ultimate test of your spirituality. The ultimate test is, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm jumping. That is it. So ask yourself that, and maybe every day. Well, that's a little bit much. What can I step into today? I mean, because I do a card a day keeps the therapist away, right? Or keeps the shrink away, really. But
Love that.
but I take action on the card. It's not like I just know it intellectually.
Yeah.
That ain't enough. It's be the cards, be the universe. It's a spiritual practice. It's a yoga of sorts. So,
cool.
So that, pardon me?
That's very cool. A yoga of sorts, the practice. Yeah.
Right. It is a practice. It is an absolute practice. And most people pick too damn many cards. One a day is enough. But take an action on that card. And that's the Voyager coaching. I teach a ton of different courses. Voyager Readers, number one, but then the next course, which I think is my best, and that is Action Tarot. If you pick that card, you be that card, and you coach other people to be the card. And that's where a lot of tarot readers are pretty weak. Is we could talk about the love card, let's say, or whatever card. We could talk about it, but can we do it? Do we live it? Do we show it? And that's why that's what I'm all about. Is I just want to be all these 78 cards, and that's why a card a day keeps me focused that way. And then I'll throw in the squirrel and the dog or whatever.
Can I add to this conversation? I think the one thing, since, everybody knows that I'm a friggin' Voyager-aholic, but just to understand something about
that word.
But just to understand something about James's deck and why this was so important, that he's speaking about, but he's not saying it maybe from my perspective, which is this. When I was in covens back in the day, this is the early 80s, and I had, priestesses and priests that were trying to teach me tarot, and I couldn't get it. So I basically thought there was something wrong with me because I was not gathering the data. I couldn't get the data. And when he talks about the teachers you go to, they're going to teach you the words attached to the card, not what the card looks like. They're teaching you the words attached to the card. So whatever the priestess is, you pull up any friggin' deck and they're all going to say the same word in some way. The difference is James's deck is the card itself drew me to it. It was sitting on a table in a place. James knows the story. I've said it like a billion times. In Rhode Island, I walked into the store and I could see this deck, and it was the size of my hand. It's the size of my hand. And I could see the back of the cards. And I remember in my head, and I still say it to this day, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. And then I flip it over, and it was the same reaction I had to these cards. And I know James knows this man. And when they shook hands, I almost died, which was Alex Gray's artwork. It was the same reaction because I felt like somebody understood how I think. Because I look at James's card as like 52 pickup. It's all 52 cards in one card. So when he talks about the action card and doing one, I can do a reading on 12 people with one card.
Yes.
Because all the images, all the information is here. And Kitty's going to get one part of it. Amy's going to get one part of it. Sue's going to get one part of it. It's the same fucking card, but it's not. Because it's going to start speaking. It starts dancing. And that's what I love about James. This is a collective consciousness. This is all the universe in one card. That's it. That's why I get excited about this deck. That's why I push him. That's why I wanted you to meet him, because he also didn't speak about the fact that one of the things that bothered him about traditional decks is it didn't have any Black people. It didn't have any minorities. It didn't have anybody except white people. And that bothered him. And it didn't speak to a lot of people. It spoke to a specific person. And every deck that's created is all going to be beautiful. But if you look at it, you could basically cut the center out of the image and pull that off, and there's nothing left. It's all the same shit in the middle. It's like a mannequin or you're getting a photographed portrait of something, and that's it. they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I have a bunch of decks myself, but I can't read them. I cannot read cards. But that's why the card in my hand is the seer. I am not a reader. And James is the one who started me on this because I learned to see by him.
I did it. I did it. I'm
Wow.
sorry.
That was a very nice testament for him.
Yes.
Well, yeah, thank you, Cinnamon. Thank you for that. And what also my intention was to make Voyager multicultural, multiracial, multi-ethnic, multi-temporal, because that's today. And I was so tired of a bunch of white people on horses with swords and blood. I thought, what the hell is this? This is not the roadmap I want to live by. I'm sure I got my head cut off way back in the Crusades. I'm sure I did. I don't need that anymore. We're making a deck for the 21st century. But in this crazy topsy-turvy time, intuition is the key. And that's why I put so many images in each card. Like Cinnamon, you're attracted to all the possibilities in these cards. You know, there's some people who can't stand Voyager because they're too busy.
Yeah.
They're too big, but they can't even stand it. They won't even go into a city either because there's too much going on here.
Yeah.
But so this is not for everybody, fine. But this is a highly organized left brain deck with the words. I write books, you know, I've got the Voyager Bible and all this kind of stuff. And though the intuitiveness that can come out of here is rich. And Cinnamon, that's what you're talking about. And that's why all of us could have the same card and have 12 different takes on it.
Exactly.
And it all be valued.
Well,
That
I
is beautiful.
got to attend one of your readings. There were about 70 of us on there. And one thing you said about the revolutionary piece of it really stuck out about any tarot deck is that no matter what the book says, and I like what you said, read it once and then put it away. You know, just,
Hey!
you know, like, and start to be that intuitive message. What does it tell you? And on one day it tells me one thing, on the next day, whole different thing.
Right. Exactly.
Beautiful.
That's my point. And the
That's-
funny part is with what you're talking about, I agree. Because with James's deck, I have every book, everything he's done, but I've never read them.
What?
I've never read them. I don't want,
Whatever.
because I don't want his interpretations when I don't want to be blinded by his words. But I'll take every class he does because we just talk and there's constantly new data coming out in the visuals.
That is so funny.
Never once.
That's great because I tell people to say, I mean, I write the books. I am the book in a way, but so what? What do you get? What do you see? That's the name of the game.
Yep.
Absolutely. That is way cool. So like if we picked one card right now, do we want to pick a card or
Yes,
where over time
yes.
or whatever it was? Okay, but the question is, what's the question? And by far the most important thing in doing anything tarot is the question.
You already asked it. How?
How what?
Oh,
Yeah, how? Okay, fine. Cool. You know, how to,
What's the question?
well, I love this. And I've done a lot of work with corporate America businesses because they want outside the box thinking. Tarot is a great outside the box, innovative, new thinking, tool. So when they all want innovation, they want a new product, a new service, something new. Okay, fine. So I'd say, because the question is where it's at, I have everybody pick the question card. Forget about answers. Pick a card that's going to give you the question. That is interesting.
Ooh.
That is interesting. So who wants to pick, and we all might come up with however many people there are in our group, that many questions even out of it. But who wants to pick our question card? Kitty, you want to do that? Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Okay, Kitty's going to pick our question card because nobody's that unique. We are unique and we're all universal. So her question card is our question card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guess what I got?
ah, the surfer.
You cheated. Did you
I
cheat
did
or is that, or you stacked the deck?
I did.
Oh, I have a great, can I give you a quick story on stacking the deck?
Yeah.
Oh God, this was so fun. My favorite day to teach tarot is on April Fools. April Fools. which should be a national holiday by far, you know. So I get into the classroom at night, April Fools, and I say, well, hi, everybody. So we're going to pick one card. Everybody here is going to pick one card. And people go, oh, and I say, for the rest of your life, one card. People are freaking out by now, you know? And I'm loving this, you know, because I stacked the deck with all negative cards. With all negative cards. It's so, I wish I had a video of the faces of everybody. One card for the rest of their life, and it's negativity or delusion or disappointment or whatever. Oh my, whatever. It's, oh my God. You know, of course I let them know pretty quickly that it's not the end of the world, their life, you know, really. But it is so much fun to do. But so wait a minute, why are we stacking the deck? No, right, because Kitty picked the surfer again. Yeah, but not, you can't all see the card. But I mean, because you can go a lot of different directions with this card. Like, what about wave? What about being the ocean? What about that? What about surf? What about the flow? You know, and it's cups, right? Emotions. So am I going with the flow of my emotions, or am I censoring it, blocking it, staying mental, controlling it, all that kind of stuff? That's a really, really good question. How open and free are you with your feelings? And I'll tell you, when I teach in Japan, that is maybe the best thing I can bring to that culture, is to help these people. And they're fabulous. Oh, they're all women, of course, but they're brilliant. They're fabulous, but they stay very tight with their emotions. And I push them. If they pick it, somebody picks the anger card, oh, I mean, I'll show them how to be angry, and then I get them going and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, the Man of Cups, and I don't, by the way, I don't have kings and queens, off with their heads. I'm really not into royalty at all. I mean, and you know, it's funny, when I made Voyager, it took me a long time to figure out what to do instead of royal family cards. I don't want royalty. No. So I thought, well, it's 4 for each season, with the 4 seasons, or the 4 whatevers, the 4 this, the 4 that. And then one day I said the human family. So each suit's going to have a grandmother, grandfather, in us, the sage, and each suit's going to have a man and a woman, masculine, feminine, yin yang, a grandmother, a parent, and then the child. So each suit has man, woman, child, and sage. That's the human family, and it's all real people, and that's what this card is. So I just think that's one of the best features of Voyager, frankly, is it's not going back to that old political style, that old Western European thing. So anyway, who gets something out of this card? Anybody have some insight to offer to
I actually have a funny one about that card.
Particular insight.
That card caused me problems because I have such a difficulty reading that card.
Okay.
I've always.
Well, have you ever been in the ocean?
Of course. I was raised at one.
Okay. What's it like in the ocean?
Salty.
Free.
Exciting. I love the excitement, the negative ions, the wildness of it. It's like, wow. If you want to wake up, jump in the ocean. To me, this is a wake up call. Wake up. We're in an ocean, by the way. And did you guys know?
Do we know what? No, don't freeze.
There it goes.
Oh no.
Oh my God, no.
Back on Mercury.
Whatever.
Come on, we're waiting. Whatever.
So, waiting for
You
what?
froze.
Waiting? Oh, can we get
James,
it?
you froze. We didn't hear you.
You said, did you know? And then you froze.
Well, yeah, okay. So did you know that every second of your life right now, you're getting trillions and trillions of subatomic particles coming from the sun right now. And that, they're so invisible, scientists are freaking out. They don't know what to do with this stuff. You know, in the old days, they called it ether. The fifth element.
Oh,
What?
damn it, here we go.
Ether, the fifth element.
The
And-
fire, air, water, earth, and quintessence, which
Oh.
is this mysterious subatomic particle that is going through you right now
Oh, I
at this
love that.
prodigious rate. And someday they're going to, if we're still around on this planet, they're going to harness that energy. That is going to be ultimately the new energy that's here. But I don't know how we got into that, except negative ions. If you go, if you want to go to the ocean, go to the river, take me to the river, go to the jacuzzi, take a shower, have a bath, good, and relish the negative ions. Because you know how we feel good when we're in that ocean, in that water. So that's what I would do. That might be my action today. I'm going to take a shower once.
Only when I draw this card. No.
Oh, you went out. Yeah, right. But
Oh, no.
Oh, damn
To
it.
me, the ocean's like freedom.
It is.
Oh, no, he went away.
Well, it said his bandwidth was low.
with
so
your
he may-
answer,
Oh.
we don't care.
Okay.
What'd you say?
It said your bandwidth was low and you froze and faded out
We lost you in the ocean.
in the ocean.
Okay.
No skinny dipping.
We may have actually lost it
With the
there.
negative ions.
Oh,
There he is.
Uh-oh, there
I
he
think-
is.
Okay.
I lost everybody except me.
I know everybody lost.
Dang, Mercury.
It's Zoom,
Oh, Zoom sucks.
but it's bad. It's okay. My surfer told me
Okay.
today.
Ah, damn it.
Can anyone else see anybody? I can't see anybody.
I see you.
I see everybody.
Can you see everybody else?
Mhm.
God dang.
I just can't hear James.
James!
Better not talk
James,
about
we
those
can't hear
ions
you.
anymore.
James, we can't hear you.
oh man.
Kitty, can I try to get back in?
Okay.
Oh, come on. There he is.
There he is.
We lost you for a while.
We lost you for a little bit.
And again.
He was taking a dip in the ocean.
Weird. Yeah, well, do that. That's your action for today. Jump in the ocean, jump in the water, jump in the bath, jump in the shower, jump into it. And can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you guys hear
Now
me?
we
at all?
can.
Now
Yes.
we can.
The,
And if you can
the surfer said, sometimes there's no waves. Sometimes you're going to fall off the surfboard. Sometimes it won't be good, but love the fact you're out in the ocean. Love the fact that you're alive. Feel the quintessence of aliveness. Feel it, feel it, feel it. And that to me is the bottom line of life. The bottom line is loving life. Just being, closing your eyes and feeling that aura, that quintessence. Because I've done a lot of meditation, so I'm pretty good at that actually. But I think that's the name of the game, is to know how to go into that state of ecstasy. That's really nothing. It's a blank state. That's the zero state of the fool child quintessence. Ooh, I'm liking this conversation.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
It's very cool. I love the idea that you live the card for the day. I'm really drawn to the horse and the irises in
Oh,
the
why? So what does the iris tell you?
the iris is to me an amazing flower
Oh, yeah.
because it is not only the color, but unlike other flowers that are more organized, the iris is asymmetrical, so it stands out on its own.
Right.
I love the
Right.
iris. So and I like the surfer on the top of it, so it's like riding that wave in, and the horse that's running.
It's movement. It's movement, constant movement. And the world today is all about mobility. It's agility. I once heard the CEO of Hewlett Packard once said, it used to be survival of the fittest. He said, now it's survival of the swiftest, survival of the quickest.
Just like in this live where he freezes and we just have to kind of punt.
Yeah.
Damn.
There you are, you're back.
Oh God.
It's-
I'm back. Yeah.
You're back,
but,
you're back, you're in,
yeah.
you're out.
So
James,
you had her pick the card for the question, right? She picked the card for the
Right.
question. And then we pick a different card for the answer?
Right, but
Okay.
right, but we didn't come up with the question. But you could come up with a question and then
Okay.
yes, either you find an image in there that intuitively gives you the answer, or you pick another card, or both.
I guess
So question.
My question is, how do I stay balanced? How do I keep my balance amidst this craziness? And then I'm going to look at the horse. I like
Yeah.
the horse here. And what does the horse mean to me now? You've got to be able to really be able to sit, to be able to walk. It's about having yourself under you. So it's being really grounded. We're crazy, we dance, blah, blah, but somehow knowing how to ride the horse. Does anybody ride a horse here? That would be an incredible experience there, because it is like riding the horse. But what's the key to that, I wonder? Because I always fall off of horses because I don't keep my balance. I move too fast. I gotta slow down. Okay. My answer is slow down. Whatever. I'm sorry, I'm slowing down now.
Uh-huh.
Good luck.
See, my question from that card was, how do you go with the flow?
That's good.
Good one. Good question. And
And-
what's the answer you get from the card, or pick another card?
Well, I did pick another card.
Okay, what is it?
It was death.
Death.
Yeah.
Be able to let go, release. This is not working. I'm letting go of that attachment, that belief, that person, that situation. Drop it.
Well, yeah, for me, it's transform it, change it. Whatever,
Change it.
whatever stopping the flow, change it.
Change it and liberate yourself. It's liberation,
I'm going to challenge Kitty on something
Yeah,
though.
well,
Look
I
at the
think
death
get rid of what's blocking, because what he was saying sounded pretty spot on for Kitty.
What?
What James was saying, I thought sounded spot on for you, just knowing you well.
Well, I think we hold on. Well, I do. Yeah. To me, it's about letting go and releasing and thus liberating. And what's funny is when we made that card, the first time we made the death card, Ken and I stood back from it one day and I said, we screwed it up. We missed it. It had so much
So much. No, don't.
So
with these death
much.
symbols.
Uh-huh.
And so we literally had to go up to the collage and rip off all this excess stuff and go to a very vague, almost a
what?
I don't know, because I see. To me, the death card is about letting go and
Hold
the
on. That's
transformation.
what I was going to tell you before he comes back. That don't go by what you know of the death card. Look at that card, and what does that tell you? That's what I mean. That's what's different about Voyager.
But that's exactly what it told me. Transform it, move it, like the changing of the leads, change it where the flow is being stopped. Exactly what he's talking about. But it's not about letting it go. It's getting out of. There's something blocking the flow. Move it out of the way.
Yes.
Change it. Yeah.
James, we
That's-
missed
that's
what
where I
you
was
said
trying to
about the
go to.
card. We missed what you said with the pulling off. You got lost. So you're talking about ripping things off, and that's when we lost.
yeah. I mean, the first original first death card had so many symbols of death.
Oh my God, it happened again.
Well, it's so many
And I
symbols
said,
of
that's
death.
not good. No, we need, yeah, right. Cut it, get rid of it, release it, and get to space, dead sea in the background of space and
What a-
peace that's there.
Perfect card that happened on, because that is death. Pulling the pieces out, and as it changes, that
Perfect.
is death. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The making of a deck is a very special process. It is super special. It's magic. It's magical. Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
So James, Jennifer said the key to riding a horse is to match your center of gravity with the horse. Oh,
Damn, he's frozen again.
Attention to that. I
Ah,
don't know.
it's
Uh,
his internet, unfortunately.
right. Oh God. Well, listen, it's 6 o'clock, I think, something like that. I actually have a client. I have a reading client here in Tokyo.
Oh.
Oh.
And I always have a translator and all that, but it's basically now, but they'll wait for me. But I have to go do that. I hope
Well,
that's okay.
thank you so much. Damn Mercury, but whatever.
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 Thank you. Oh my, thank you guys. Thank you for being so patient.
We'll
Really.
be
Thank you.
all right. I just want to make sure you heard Jennifer's thing about the horse.
That is beautiful.
Okay, you did hear it. Okay, good.
Yes. Oh, I got it.
and I put your website in the room, in the
Ah.
chat room. So it's jameswanless.com
Yeah, and when I
Okay.
upload this, I'll put it there too. But thank
We'll
you
put it
so
on our
much,
page.
James.
or James
Okay,
Wanless
thank you,
Oracle.
Kitty.
Sorry.
James Wanless
James,
Oracle.
we could talk to you all night, but we know you have to go. You're so
Yeah, I got it.
fascinating. I
Yeah.
So
love it.
maybe they'll bring you back for do a class with the group.
Oh, that would be fun. Yes. So, all right. Thank
Oh
you very
yeah.
much.
I'd love that. I'll do that. Absolutely.
All right,
Let's do
we
it.
will work. Don't worry, we'll be
Let's
we will be doing that. All right. Thank you so much.
All right, bye. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
you guys.
Bye, thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, you guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Wow.
Thank
Very
you.
cool.
Oh, love him.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He is awesome.
I'm glad you loved him.
Oh,
He has a PhD in political